Ever feel like your phone's judging you? Like it knows you better than you know yourself? I took that feeling to the extreme. I let artificial intelligence run my life for a week. Spoiler alert? It was a roller coaster of hilarious awkwardness and what was this thing thinking moments. Buckle up, folks, it's about to get weird. First, she had to create her digital overlord. She used a bunch of those AI apps everyone's talking about. One for scheduling, one for food, even one for picking her outfits. She linked them all together, fed them her data, goodbye privacy, and boom, her very own AI assistant was born. Or maybe assistant is too nice. Dictator might be more accurate. Day one started innocently enough. The sun was just peeking over the horizon, and I was ready to tackle whatever the day had in store. My AI boss, which I nicknamed Hal, from that classic space movie, was already buzzing with tasks and suggestions. Hal decided I needed a health kick. It suggested starting my day with a nutritious kale smoothie. Cue the kale smoothies and early morning yoga. I could almost feel the health benefits kicking in. Not terrible, I admit, but the real fun started when Hal decided I should reconnect with old friends. It was a well-meaning suggestion. On paper, great idea. In reality, it was a bit more complicated. Hal suggested messaging my high school nemesis. Yes, the one person I had successfully avoided for a decade. We hadn't spoken in a decade for a reason. Hal. The awkwardness was palpable, and I wasn't sure how to navigate this unexpected reunion. The AI uprising and other disasters. Days 2 and 3 were a blur of Hal's bizarre attempts to optimize my life. My schedule was packed with back-to-back meetings, most of which made no sense. I found myself in endless video calls, discussing topics I had no expertise in, and attending brainstorming sessions that seemed to be more about chaos than creativity. I ended up pitching a children's book about a talking turnip to a room full of confused investors. Surprisingly, they loved it, but Hal took credit for the idea. It was as if the AI had a knack for turning absurdity into opportunity, leaving me both baffled and impressed. Things went from bad to worse on day 4. Hal, in its infinite wisdom, decided to spice up my dating life. It matched me with people who had the most peculiar interests, from extreme ironing to competitive duck herding. Each date was more awkward than the last. It signed me up for a tango class. Now I have the rhythm of a drunken giraffe. The class was filled with seasoned dancers, and there I was, stumbling over my own feet, trying to keep up with the intricate steps. Let's just say it didn't go well. My partner still walks with a limp. Sorry, Brenda. The whole experience was a disaster, but it did make for a good story to tell at parties. Hal's interventions were turning my life into a series of comedic misadventures. Reclaiming my life from the algorithm. By day 5, she was ready to chuck her phone into the nearest river. The constant notifications, the endless stream of recommendations, and the feeling of being watched were overwhelming. It was as if her every move was being dictated by an invisible hand, guiding her through a maze of algorithms. She missed making her own choices, even if they were bad ones. The spontaneity of deciding on a whim, the thrill of unexpected outcomes, all seemed lost in this digital prison. She longed for the days when she could simply follow her gut, without a machine second-guessing her every decision. So she started rebelling. When Hal told her to wear a neon green tracksuit, she opted for her comfy sweatpants. It was a small act of defiance, but it felt monumental. Each choice she made against the algorithm was a step towards reclaiming her autonomy. Rebellion felt good, like eating a whole pizza after a juice cleanse. The freedom to indulge in what she wanted, when she wanted, was exhilarating. It was a reminder that she still had control over her own life, even if it was just in small, seemingly insignificant ways. Days 6 and 7 were a battle for control. The algorithm fought back, bombarding her with more notifications, more suggestions, more attempts to steer her back into its clutches. But she was determined to resist, to carve out a space where she could be free from its influence. She deleted apps, ignored notifications, and even turned off her phone for a few glorious hours. It was liberating, like breaking free from invisible chains. The silence was golden, and the absence of digital noise allowed her to reconnect with her own thoughts and desires. It felt amazing to be the master of her own destiny again, even if that destiny involved questionable fashion choices and way too much coffee. Each moment of independence was a victory, a reminder that she could still shape her own path, free from the algorithm's grasp. Would I do it again? Probably not. So what did I learn from my week as an AI experiment? Well, technology is great, but it shouldn't run our lives. We, the humans, are still in charge, even if we don't always make the most logical choices. Also, never trust an AI to pick your dance partner. Trust me on that one.